Are you listening?
Well, good morning, everybody, to Super Bowl Sunday. Even though we're not the Super Bowl, but there are people out there who will dare to watch such rubbish on TV. The Steelers are not there. The Steelers are not in the Super Bowl, so we're only going there for 49ers because of Daddy-O's.
Let's go 49ers.
Wife is a 49ers fan, but But yeah. Good morning, Captain Waffles. Sup? Sup? How do you mean it? You like sup? What's up? How's it going? Yeah, that's it. That's cool. James Willis, what's up? Morning coffee people in the house. Get the alarms going off. Wah, wah, wah. Morning coffee people coming in. Hope you got your hot coffee with you. Your delicious libation. Yeah. So watching it, even though the Packers are not in it. Yeah, cheese heads. Packers will get to the Super Bowl one day, but not today.
Heck, I never thought the Cleveland Bengals would, but they did last year, so anything's possible.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I want to officially welcome everybody to the Morning Coffee Show, which is officially sponsored by CardsOutopia.com, where you can get sweet Magic the Gathering swag like this dice bag right here for $45 plus $5 ship. And that one, that hillbilly is just hanging around right there. That bomb. You could also get these lined vinyl dice bags for $60 till Wednesday. Get them on sale. $15 off the original price. You get a deal. And get your Valentine's gift. Woo. Then don't forget lapel pins. You get some sweet lapel pins, limited quantity. Get yours while they last. And you can get customized paintings. You can get customized dice bags. Just reach out. The link to the website is in the description box below at CardsOutopia.com. Yeah.
I'm okay.
Captain Waffles, go Chiefs. I hate the Niners. That's fine. Not everybody's perfect, Captain Waffles. We understand. All right. Magic Dad, let's go. That's right.
Let's go.
Today is a casual Sunday. You know, I figured since we got the big game coming on today, and we have two amazing shows today, like two amazing shows in a row. You know, we're gonna relax on a Sunday, vibe. You know, pray that everything just goes well. You know, you don't have to pray. You can shout out to the clouds, chick or cane at the clouds, and threaten to sleep on the clouds' couch to have a good day. You know, oh man, let's go. Bam, another good day in paradise. How are you doing, Hillbilly?
I'm doing pretty good, actually. Pretty good.
You had some pretty rugged games in the last matches of your arena show.
Yeah, I did. Got man screwed, and then got put up against some aggro decks. Not too good with my mid-range decks.
Right.
Right.
All right. And we have someone who wants to jump on with us. Boop.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. We'll always accept people.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So, but the first thing that comes to mind when thinking about the beginning of the morning show, before I get there, how you doing, Meganful?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I about to skip you. I didn't mean to. I wanted to make sure you're saying hi.
Hey,
Hey.
yes, me.
Hey, you guys. You know what sounds good for breakfast today? Some waffles, but not Captain Waffles. I don't want to eat Captain Waffles. That's cannibalism.
What's up, guys?
What's
Hey,
up?
I actually went out yesterday and got me a waffle maker.
Yeah. That's funny. Got a cup waffle maker. Found a good waffle maker at Aldi's.
Yeah, sure did.
All right. But all right, back on track to what I was doing. So I want to get to the first part of the segment. What's the next segment, Hillbilly?
That was
That would be the card of the day.
Card of the day.
The card of the day. The fancy card of the day. We got it from Well, if I was actually talking to Hillbilly yesterday about a card that'd be good in his Vampires deck, and I'm like, it's a good card, and its price tag still says it's a good card, but a good card for Hillbilly would be this card in his Vampire deck.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you read this card off so people know what it does?
Drowsy Monument for 5 colorless mana. Artifacts. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and have flying and indestructible.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. If you can't, sacrifice a Drowsy Monument. Ooh.
All right. So the reason why this would be good in your Vampires deck is because when a vampire dies, they if it's a demon, if it's not a demon, it turns into a demon, and if it dies, it turns into a 4/3 vampire demon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know indestructible doesn't makes it harder for your creatures to kill, but since you have to sacrifice a creature at the beginning of your upkeep, you can be sacrificing like your little creatures that turn into demons and make 4/3 indestructible vampires that become 5/4s.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's good. Back. All right, you're good, and it helps out with going against board wipes and stuff like that.
Yep, I want it.
Right? Then you could put like an Ashnod's Altar in there to sacrifice creatures for mana. There's artifacts I think that'll improve your deck just enough to make it more aggressive and harder to defeat. Because one thing your deck has a hard time going against is removal itself.
Oh yeah.
All right, and for the picture of the day, Mrs. Hillbilly shared this in the Discord. It's a must-have coffee raccoon. That's about me every morning, waking up, reaching for the coffee cup. Like, too much effort, too much work. Too much work. I mean, I got to pull my body over my arms. Jeez, what do they expect of me here? That's good. That's funny. So, on the agenda today, other than it just being a chill Sunday, is I want to mention that we do, Superfast Tortoise does, on the 21st, we got a fundraiser auction, Magic the Gathering cards, coming up February 21st at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to be making a quick video about how to enter this giveaway very shortly. Not giveaway, this auction. PayPal and Discord will be important for this. You'll be able to win sweet cards like Shield of the Apocalypse, or the Saga, Ragavan Nympho Pilferer. There'll be some Lotus Petals, Esper Sentinel, Chrome Mox, and some more stuff. So check it out. Yeah, make sure to be subscribed so you don't miss the show. If you can't attend the auction, at least you can watch the show and support the channel. Being amazing.
One warning though about this giveaway, about what Tortoise is doing. If you don't participate in it, James Willis will come to your house and sleep on your couch. Dag blaggit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, don't make that happen. He has a cane he can shake at you, and that cane is very, very threatening. I mean, it throws bad mojos when he's angry. That cane he shakes has powers beyond belief. Oh, yeah. Woo-woo! So, and this next week, I'm going to be working on getting the word out even further into the place after I make the video so I can share the video. Discord will be important for this auction because I want people to be able to have receipts, and that's the best way to do receipts. And the receipts will be remind them what they're ordering, how we'll be using it to tell people what they bid on, what they won, like mainly what they won, how much they said it was, and every card and item that they bid on will be added up in Discord, and we'll transfer it through PayPal from there, because I don't want everybody to bid on like one card, win the bid, and send me a payment and pay a fee multiple times through PayPal. I want them to be able to see all what they got, pay it all once, pay less of a fee on PayPal for them. It's gonna make it easier. Yeah, and shipping will be covered by us through the fundings of the auction. Yeah. Then there will be tiers, right? There'll be tiers, like winning tiers. So I figured out what I'm going to do with those lines you gave me for the auction. We're going to use the first one for $100 giveaway to the auctioneers who are involved. Then the full art one will be when we reach $200, we'll give away to the auctioneers when they're there. That'd be awesome because stuff like that will push it forward. Then there'll be like I'm still got a couple things in the works that I'm working on, but there are some sweet things happening. So not only are your people going to be auctioning off stuff, they'll be having a chance to win some stuff while they do it, while we try to meet our goals and get into that criteria of winning the day.
I think, however, suggestion. What about Cash App? Have you thought about adding Cash App to that also?
I don't have Cash App, and I haven't used Cash App before. And the last person I knew had Cash App, their account got hacked.
Ooh.
So there's a trust issue I have with Cash App.
That's understandable. I have Cash App. Reason why I asked.
All right, no, it makes sense. So quick, we're casual. So there's a person, I won't mention names because that's sensitive information. This person was using Cash App, and they got involved with a scam accidentally. Didn't know it was a scam. It was one of those or online things. But what happened is the bank, because the bank is involved, the bank was allowing these small little 1-cent transactions be made, right? Because these hackers got in there, started doing 1-cent transactions, and basically tricking the bank thinking this is a safe place, and all of a sudden their account was empty.
Ooh.
So Cash App, no. Like, I understand that I'd love you to be part of the auction if you can't be, but PayPal is more of a trusted source. That's why. So, anyways, other than that, woo-wee, what a day. You guys excited? Just in a few short hours, the big game will be on. You'll be going crazy. I'm hoping there's some good Jurassic Park commercials going on. You know, every commercial better be Jurassic Park.
$2,000 per commercial.
$1,000?
Yeah, $2,000 per commercial. Or might be more than that.
Well, I think it depends on the
I
time.
thought it was like 2 million.
It might be 2 million.
Yeah.
Well, it honestly depends on the time of the show the commercial is running on. And I know it's a lot of money, but it's lesser before the show, before the halftime, and after the halftime, and during the halftime, it's way more expensive. Like there's a certain time when when the money's put in the commercials, they really slam them together. They're high quality commercials. Where before everything, it's kind of jank mixed with some commercials you'll see throughout the show, and at the end you'll see some good commercials and mixed with jank. So it varies, but there is a certain time of the show where the halftime, the Super Bowl show, that the commercials cost a crap ton of money per second.
Yep. I know it was 2 something. I didn't know it was 2,000, 2 million. I know it's up there.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
But I give always at each $100 mark might be a great idea. I do not understand that. You have to explain it to me later. All right.
He's saying like for your tier system, every time you guys hit $100, like the first $100 you give away like a booster pack, and then at 200 level you give away something else. At 300 level, and every time your total amount hits $100 or more.
Oh, okay, that's a good way to think about that. No, I'm trying to figure out something in that general vicinity, actually, based off what I have to be able to do it and my resources. Commercials fell off over the past decade. That is very true.
That is true.
I mean, it's not like we're going to get a Budweiser commercial of 3 frogs saying Budweiser. Or you're not going to get that old commercial of what's up?
Yeah.
I did see one of them earlier for Paramount Plus, and that was pretty funny.
Well, the movie trailers are always going to be good. Like,
Mhm.
like there's a like I'm not interested in the movie Deadpool, but there's supposed to be like a big Deadpool trailer coming up.
Oh,
Couple big movies, but like last year and the year before, they really had a hard time putting in some good commercials throughout the whole show.
true.
So depends on the
Wait,
interest.
wait, wait. You're wearing a Marvel shirt and you're not excited for Deadpool.
No, I'm more of an Iron Man,
I
Spider
like
Man.
see my favorites are Deadpool and Venom. I'm like I love the anti,
Yeah,
and so
anti-heroes.
just the fact that Deadpool's coming, like I was super pissed in the what was it, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man with the third with Venom. They
Oh,
fucked
everybody
him
hated that
up,
one.
and I was pissed. And then when they came out and did the one with Tom Hardy, like that one, I was like, great, they saved it. Like it's so much better now.
No, it was a
Like
better film. I
the
actually own the Venom movie. I still need to watch the second one, the second Venom movie. The only thing I hate about
second one was okay. I didn't like. I didn't really like Carnage that much in it, but it wasn't like it was a total flop.
right, like the one thing I didn't like about the first Venom movie is there was no interaction with Spider-Man whatsoever, and there was supposed to be, but Disney made him cut it out, and I'm like, you mofos.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like the Madam Web film that just came out bombed.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, and they had no Spider-Man reference in it except for like a Spider-Man character that's Rogue. I'm like, how are you gonna do this? I'm getting tired of Sony trying to do Spider-Man characters without Spider-Man. I
Yep.
mean, how the hell are they gonna do Craven? You know what I'm saying?
Oh boy, that's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting.
I mean,
So,
Across the Universe was good.
Yeah. Across this universe has been good. Both.
the Miles
both
Morales series.
yeah. Both of those were good.
Yeah, both of them have been really good. I can't wait for
yeah.
the next one.
Best, best Spider-Man properties ever came from those shows. Like, you know,
I think they just need to let Disney have Marvels. Maybe Disney can do something with it.
well, Disney needs to start doing better with their own stuff right now.
I think Disney just got a hold of the
Yep.
X-Men, so that should be interesting when they get around to it.
Because Sony, I don't think they're not making good movies. They ruined
Sony makes a
storyline.
lot of money. It's just their Marvel IP has just been crap, except for a couple films. Like Venom was actually a really good film. Venom was a really good film. Haven't seen the second one. Sony's been involved with some Daredevil projects,
Yeah.
and other projects. Now Disney, Fox.
Well,
Fox,
see the
Fox, Sony,
Netflix
and
Daredevil
Disney.
was really good.
Yeah. I never seen the series because there's some content in there. I was told that's above TVMA. We don't watch a lot of stuff like that, but the hype over Daredevil is just incredibly insane. So it has to be a good series. But what I think is sad about the Marvel series right now and Disney, the MCU, is Loki is the best project to come out in a while.
Oh yeah,
And Loki
Yeah.
is an okay tier show. You know what I'm saying?
Low key, it's been good.
Yeah.
I like when on Loki. I like the first season and the second season.
Right. But what I'm saying is out of a lot of the properties and IPs in Disney that Disney has on, it's sadly the best show right now.
It's also not good that their major villain they were working on got cut from the series, from the Marvel Universe Cinematic Universe because of stuff he did that he shouldn't have.
Well, without getting too much into what Majors did, they can replace him. In fact, they thought about getting Denzel Washington to replace him. They're looking, yeah, right. Well, because there's ways they can do it because they fixed that stupid loophole where you can have two of the same characters with different looks or different genders.
Oh, that works too because of who it is. It's King. He has infinite versions of himself.
Right, but there's also different variations of himself too.
That's what I meant.
Right, look at.
I'm sorry, but when you say Denzel Washington, I think of Training Day.
I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah,
but I remember when it was huge.
Take a look at Loki, for example. You mentioned different variants. Look at that female version of Loki that was on there.
Right.
She was Loki, but yet she was a female variant of him.
Right, and she changed her name, so it was a little different.
Yeah.
Like, no, there's different ways to bring in different characters. Yes, and there's different characters versions of Loki. There's actually one character they want to bring in as Major's. I can't remember Major's character in the movie right now.
Kang.
King, yeah.
Kang,
There's a version of King that they want to make that's not originally a King in the comic books, but as a powerful character. They want to make King for the MCU to make it connect with the MCU better. And I'm like, that could work.
Yep.
You know, but like the truth is right now Disney is a spaghetti pool of bad ideas and okay ideas. Like I think it's like one thing I think is sad about the Disney universe right now is Kingpin's like their best villain at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow, like, so I had this conversation about how with someone the other day about how Kingpin used to originally be a Spider-Man villain. Then Daredevil showed up in the comic books, and somehow Daredevil and Kingpin became like a pairing of
Rivals.
Arch rivals.
Hero.
Yeah, rivals, and that kind of spawned from there, and it was a perfect fitting for how it worked. Like I still today think the original Daredevil film, but done by Kevin Smith, was pretty good. Like for its time, it was a weird movie and concept altogether, but it was still a decent Daredevil film.
Yep.
Maybe because it's backed by a sweet soundtrack by Evanescence, you know. but like it's an okay film, and one thing I think that's hurting Marvel's MCU and the ECU from WB is the fact that people are spoiled. People are too spoiled with great films, great ideas, or whatnot, that Disney gets punished if they make like a low-key film that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And people don't like it. Like a film that bombed for Disney in theaters was The Little Mermaid, the remake.
Yeah.
And now I wasn't too big of a fan of the recasting, but like the movie was good.
Yeah.
But people are too spoiled with what they want, what they think they should have, that it bombed. But Disney did come out and say it bombed in theaters, but it had a complete different scenario on Disney Plus.
I liked it. I watched it on Disney Plus, and I actually liked The Little Mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was different than the original,
Right.
because the actors and actresses. But other than that, it was still a good movie.
It was.
I think a lot of that comes from when they did, like you talking about people being spoiled. Look at when the MCU film started, the universe started with Iron Man, and that was a really good film, and it was the one that really launched the MCU career of the filming industry for them. Mm-hmm. And you go 10 years after Iron Man, and they were still producing good films, but you could start to see where they're like, okay, it doesn't really matter what we put out, people are still going to go watch it. We don't have to put a ton of effort in. And that's where the decline starts happening, is because they're like, well, everyone's just going to go watch it no matter what we put out. Right.
Because like there was like Iron Man was the gamble that paid off, right? Marvel Studios produced Iron Man, and if it did good, Disney wanted to buy him out, and hence they did it. And they did it where Marvel Studios can do their own thing still and have Disney make their own stuff, which is awesome. I think it's completely awesome. And so that worked out. But like, if you felt like I have the box set of the Saga,
the movie Saga box.
Right, the movie Saga box. I got one of them. It has a typo on it somewhere, which I think is funny. I can't remember what the typo was, but it's still there. But anyways, there's some movies in that series that just don't meet demand, right? Like compared to like some hype. Like one movie that I personally like a lot that people like kind of shun down as like one of the stupider movies is Captain America: The First Avenger. Right, I just love the hell of the movie. Like I love it in the same way I love the original first movie of the Fantastic Four.
What
'Cause
what about their newest movie, The Marvels?
I haven't seen that yet. I know it's bombed. People didn't like it, and I know at the end there's something about mutants. So I have to watch it to understand that. But like at the same time, Captain Marvel didn't do well. The Little Miss Marvel show, I lost interest in the first episode. I don't know about the third Marvel character in there. Like it just didn't like. Maybe it's the branding. Maybe it's the way they're selling things nowadays. It just didn't reach out to me. It's like here's something flashy, flash, right? Something flashy. Buy it now. Hopefully you get FOMO from not watching it in theaters. So come and watch it now. And it just didn't sell. They didn't sell us. They didn't sell us on a story. They just
Well, I know a lot of people don't really like Brie Larson as an actress for that role. Ever since she was Captain Marvel or whatever, when they did the origin story for her, a lot of people have like, I don't really think she fit for that role, which I don't have a problem with it. I don't really care, but I know that that's left a lot of taste in people's mouths of like certain people getting casted for certain roles.
Well, believe it or not, I don't think casting was the issue. I think it's the script structure.
Yeah,
the script structure
Directing.
and the way they filmed it because there was no character depth or growth in that film at all. It was just like how I suddenly have so like I learned to have powers and I chose to do something with it. And that was basically the mindset that Captain Marvel had. There was no backstory, nothing to draw you into the character, nothing to like the character.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, one thing I didn't like about the new Marvels is they missed some of the storylines. And you'll see that once you watch it, what I'm talking about. They missed some of the storylines.
But like they also do, like I also know that Marvel's gotten lazy with their writing. Like they can start writing a plot and give up and finish it in another movie.
Yep.
Or finish it in a TV series or something. They gotten so lazy
Like
with
She-Hulk?
how they handle it. What?
Like She-Hulk?
Yeah. She-Hulk, which that was a good property. I like that show.
I did too.
Like it was weird how it ended. I like how it ended because it brought up some major points. But at the same time, I think Marvel shot themselves in the foot when they did that because it showed how lazy Marvel was being.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're supposed to make another season on She-Hulk. And then last thing I heard is they wasn't going to do it.
Yep. They fired the She-Hulk lady for some reason. Last time I know. So I mean, there might be a season 2. They're just not doing anything with her right now. They were working on a season 2. Maybe they are waiting on a season 2. Maybe they're taking their time with the season 2. But last we know, the lady who played She-Hulk is kind of fired or let go at the moment. Whatever it may be, like they got to correct something because that ending to the first series, sure, it was a laugh and it was kind of funny, but the Marvel needs to step up the game. They need Disney needs to stop grab handling because you know what, Wizard of the Coast is doing the same thing at the moment. And
a lot of companies are, to be honest.
Well, like Wizard of the Coast is doing the same thing at the moment. Like, can you imagine all the content that's coming out, like sets and cards that are coming out, right? You got some low key sets, like Murders of Karlov Manor is a low key set. Like it has some good cards in it, yes. But there's a lot of people who will agree that there's not enough influential cards in there. There's not a really good story in there. There's some story in there. There's a story in there, but there's nothing that's grabbing people. The coolest things about that set is the land base. And there's a few cards in there that are making a little splash. But like, New Capenna is where that kind of started, where you had a low-key set. You had a set with different ideas that just fell flat. And that's kind of how it feels. Like, because like the shield counter thing, you don't see that being hopping. You don't see them doing that again. Maybe they'll do it again, but like it was a bad idea of making different counters matter. Making different counters matter. And not having a real support system for it. Like, even the set didn't support it well. In fact, the commander deck that came in didn't support it well. like because they made a commander deck about different counters mattering, you know. So, and they
Did you watch DJ's stream yesterday?
watched part of it. I
I
can't
was
watch
here
all of it.
too.
Yeah, so like Mike, he was going off. Like I agree, like the lore in this set is garbage. Like he was talking about how they put a main character in and then they kill him off, and it's like, why'd he die? I don't know, he died. It's like it's just lazy writing, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
The fact that they're trying to hype up Woods of Keelan from the first Wild Rail Drain, he's
Yeah.
in every set. Apparently, he's gonna be the next big hero or something at the end of this storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I could eat alphabet soup and shit out a better storyline.
True.
That's true. That could spell disaster.
Or diarrhea.
Just eat that soup with some burritos and you'll be fine.
But seriously though, like the story emphasis in Magic lately has been weak. But you know, with all the I don't know if it's a struggle between these outside APs they're working on and the time they got to working within the company, whatever. There should be no excuse for making a good story. And the problem that I see right now is because, you know, when you buy a bundle pack, you don't find a novel or a comic in there. They want you to go to the internet for that. They want you to go to a specific site for that. But in the card set, in the set, you don't see story emphasis. You don't have a great story build. And the last time they tried doing something like that, they really failed at it because they didn't implement it well, was March of the Machines with the battles. Instead of making a good story, they're like, here's a story. We're going to put these battles in here to show you where they went to battle when they could have totally fleshed out the story. One of the things.
At least it's hanging with a question: what happened in the battles?
Right. One thing someone brought up, I think it was Robert or James, who said it would be cool if they took the art cards, because you got the art cards, right? And on the back, they gave you little tidbits of stories that you can collect, put them together, and kind of get an emphasis of the whole story through the cards art. Explain the art that you're using, right? Explain the scene. Explain what's happening. Once you collect all the art cards, it gives you the briefs. It gives you a good brief synopsis of the story. You know, in the cards, flavor text. Flavor text is important. They should implement that with the art cards. The stories they can't tell in the art cards, add the flavor text to have some of the story for it. They need to get the player engaged again and into the story, because, you know, cardboard is cardboard. No one's really interested in cardboard, but people are invested in characters, themes, and the game. And it's like they're just producing a game, and it's becoming as, you know, popular as Monopoly. People like Monopoly, but people don't invest their life into Monopoly unless you're those kind of people who go to Las Vegas and invest real money.
And another thing,
go ahead, Hillbilly.
Another thing they could do is they take the art cards and do what you're talking about, Taurus, but they could also make the art cards go together. You know, make one big picture.
They've done that before.
Yeah, they've done it before.
Yeah.
They can still do it again, and have a little storyline on the back of the art cards.
Right. But then
it's funny you mentioned the whole thing about planeswalkers, and you know they want to do the image of like the characters and storyline, and now they're completely just dissolving planeswalkers. It's like the whole thing was with their planeswalker was like, you're a planeswalker. The player itself who's playing the deck, you are quote unquote the planeswalker. Right. And now they're completely gutting their main like focus of the players of saying, oh yeah, we're not doing planeswalkers anymore. It's doesn't fit Commander, it's not fun, yada yada yada, and we're just gonna just do away with a good idea. And it's like, okay, that sounds good.
Another thing they could do is while they're doing the stories on the website, they could show off the art cards, that story spotlight cards that they have.
Right. Well, they do have they sometimes do story spotlight cards a set. In fact, there's a little text at the bottom of the card that tells you.
What I'm saying is, like with their story, with their big old story, they could show the cards off more.
Right. But here's an idea for Wizard of the Coast. And if you're listening, Wizard of the Coast, you should take this idea. Right. You have story spotlight cards, right? And you have the art cards that you can put a story on the back to go with the story. You should actually hire a team that takes the cards and uses that bottom part of the card, that little card where the little information goes to know what the card is, and then the flavor text area, and make a sub game, not for the real game of Magic, but for the collectors and the people who are interested, and connect a story that once they collect all the cards, they can put it together with the art cards and make the story through the cards.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be awesome.
And but that costs more money, and they don't want to spend more money. I mean, it's just like when they tried to do in what was it, Fallen Empires, where it was Hymn to Torok had 4 different arts, and you had all the other cards that had 4 different arts. I think a funny idea with flavor text, like I forget what set it was. It was like something in like I think it was like Legions or Odyssey or something, where they had the goblin. It was like there was 4 goblins and something happened, and now there's 3, and then there's another card that has something about 3 goblins, and then down to 2. And if you got all 4 or 5 of the cards, you saw the story what happened to all the goblins. So they could even do where they take a little bit of Fallen Empires and a little bit of that, and they make 4 different, not 4 different arts, but 4 different flavor texts for the same card that you have to piece together.
Right.
That's a good idea. Sorry, George.
You're good. They kind of did that with Squee too. Throughout the ages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh does that too sometimes. We'll start with one card, and then the other card just tell the story of the card. But just do all the art. And I like how they did that in Yu-Gi-Oh, and that would be nice for Magic.
Yep.
Right. I mean, like the focus, like I don't know how it is to be on the creators team of Wizards of the Coast. I'm not a creator, and I'm not I'm not in the company. I'm not part of the company. I don't know what they go through. And I remember there was a conversation about how some people in the Glass app, where people talk about the previous job, talk smack on Wizards of the Coast for being a very pressuring company nowadays. But there has to be a realm in Magic for the game where someone cares about the stuff. The story has to mix with the cards, right? Like there's been times where Wizards of the Coast printed a card in a set because they liked the card and it had nothing to do with the story and left a key character out before. In fact, noticeably, back in Time Spiral, the Time Spiral block, that was a set. They're like, well, there's a lot of key characters that we've seen but never played. Like we've seen in stories but never played on a card before. Let's put them in here. And that's what they did. But we need more characters because, like, what's the story without important characters? Like, can you imagine if we had a story without Ugin? Like, War of the Spark without Ugin? What would happen to Ugin if he didn't stop the war, right? He was a very important card. They want to get rid of Ugin and Nicobolas, but it's a good time to bring him back. What we need for standard Magic right now, like the storyline, is we need a focus and a direction, and we have none.
Agreed.
It's not Ugin Fool's fault, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a newer player, so I guess it's my fault.
Right. I'm giving you crap. DJ, hello. What is it? James Willis says, I'm one of those weirdos that actually watch the Super Bowl for the game. Oh, wow. You are a weirdo.
Okay, I got something I want to say about the whole story and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like they're focusing on that one character and not many other characters around him, Is they're focused on Kaylin or Colin, whoever that one character that was introduced of Wilds Eldraine or the Throne of Eldraine. They're focused on that character and his going from plane to plane through the Omen Pass.
Right.
And that they should expand what an Omen Pass is because it's not planeswalking and stuff like that, if you ask me.
Oh, they're changing what planeswalking is, you're saying?
In a way, yeah, because Kaylin doesn't planewalk. He's not a planeswalker, but he can go from planes to plane.
Well, that's kind of funny because back when Planeswalker first started, they explained that planeswalking is they go into a different plane. They literally walk a distance. They don't know how long it would take. It could take years. It could take months. It could take seconds to get to the next plane. And once you get in the plane, they'd arrive there, and they didn't know what plane they were in. So that's how it first started, I believe. I should say that's my thought on it. Then they made it where the planeswalkers can planeswalk to wherever they want. They kind of course the story of how it worked. So they're probably bringing back the original planeswalker thing. But the silly thing is they really just need to bring back planeswalkers as a regular thing. 1 to 2 each set, not one each set, about 2 to 3 planeswalkers each set. Sometimes, because you remember, this is probably why we need the core set back. Because remember, when you get a core set, you get all 5 planeswalkers in the core set. Then through the other sets, they would choose to put a planeswalker in there or not based on the storyline. You know, like some cards would be like, this guy's here, like Soren Markov's here, but he's not really in the set, like printed in the set. But here's a card that highlights the fact that he was here.
Yeah.
You know,
I just don't know what's going on with the story team.
Well, see, planeswalking is not a thing right now because of the war they had, where the Phyrexians invaded all the realms.
Yeah.
And since they invaded all the realms, that opened up the multiverse to where any of the characters could planeswalk without it being planeswalking.
That just seems stupid.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
and with their that's part of their storyline about that. That's why Kalen's is able to go to different planes.
I think they call it Omen Pass. I'll type it out in chat in case. I'll just type it in. They call it this. Let me make sure I spell it right though.
But it's from the war to where any of the characters can go to any realm.
right. Oh yeah, but you know what?
Yeah, but then you have the whole thing with there still is quote unquote planeswalkers, and they explained that Ashiok kept her spark or his spark, whatever you want to call Ashiok, because they were in the nightmare realm and were unaffected by the whole thing happening, and so that's why they still have their spark. But that doesn't explain why Quintorius Khan has his spark, or any of the other ones still have their spark.
Yeah.
So it's like there's just no consistency to the story.
Right.
You know what you just explained, Hillbilly? Sounds exactly what happened at the end of Loki.
What?
Think about it. The multiverses were blending in together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Self-destructing
Yeah.
or whatever. Things were mending, like melding together.
Yeah.
Before, and that was the problem. Before Loki figured out the answer to rewrite the code of the universe, basically, and take over. This is exactly what March of the Machines was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's horrible writing if you're copying something.
Yeah.
Multiverses are sorry, going to see multiverses are tricky to work with, and now that Magic Gathering is trying to do it, it's going to be something else.
Well, a cheap way to do it is introduce one new plane at a time, one new character from a different plane, and start introducing people from different planes one at a time. If that's what you're going to do, be like, here, this is how it happens. Maybe that's how the Marvel universe is going to show up in the Magic and Wizards Coast Magic Gathering, right?
Yeah.
Like what if this whole March of the Machines opened up the world to the Marvel universe and Marvel characters are just part of the game now?
Oh,
right.
That'd be something. I think
Just download Marvel Snap and move on.
I've played that before. I've played every now and then. Not as much as I played the Pokemon client or the Magic the Gathering Arena, but
like who knows? Because remember they mentioned Marvel is coming to the Magic Gathering. They just haven't said how it's coming. I mean, what if you just explained how Marvel's entering Magic is through the multiverse mending in together, multiverses crashing in together. Characters are just going to start showing up in the sets, in the guest spot.
Yeah, that'd definitely be a way to explain it.
Yep.
But it's just a horrible idea. Like
it is.
There's no golden merit, but maybe someone thinks it's $1 million idea, so they're gonna make it happen.
I'm more interested on how they're gonna get Final Fantasy cards in there.
Well, so the one thing I wish they would have explained is how they get to those universes.
Yeah.
You can't just go to the Lord of the Rings universe and be like, hey, I'm magically here. You know, there's no planeswalker there saying, hey, this planeswalker went here to the story. Nope. It is a completely constructed story based on the story itself in a Magic the Gathering set.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people
Well, see,
just like
Lord of the Rings fit, and the reason being is Lord of the Rings is the grandfather of Magic. If you know about how everything played out, you have Lord of the Rings, and then D&D spawned from Lord of the Rings, and then from D&D spawned Magic. So that one actually fits when you look at like the universe beyond.
But it fits in the universes beyond thing. But how we got there just doesn't make sense. Like it can fit, you know, two Lego pieces, a yellow and a blue Lego piece can fit together, but the colors just can be abstract. That's all I'm saying. Like, you know, explain how we got there, because like growing up in Magic the Gathering, I say growing up because you know I got into Magic as an adult in my early 20s, and you know, and every time I thought if we ever went to a different IP. Like if we actually did IPs and went to different IPs, it'd be interesting how like a planeswalker or a character somehow managed to get into this IP and how they interacted with like Marvel or with who knows, Sonic the Hedgehog, maybe Zelda and Link, you know. However, it'd be interesting not only to see how cards like that would fit as a Magic card, but how Magic the Gathering interacted, like characters from the storyline interacted, you know.
I know exactly how they got there. They got there through a cupboard.
that's a callback, dude. That's showing your age. And that's going by the book.
No, I think with the whole Final Fantasy thing, the Magic Gathering is genius. You hear me out, because Final Fantasy already has its own TCG, but now that it's coming to Magic, I think it's interesting that going to advertise on an opponent's TCG.
Well, there's just like it's no matter. I don't want to sound like I'm dogging on you, but no matter what they do when it comes to an IP, it's going to sound like it's genius because the IPs are going for are big IPs that sell a lot anyways.
Yep.
You know, so like Final Fantasy fits in the realm of Neon, like Neon Dynasty, right? It's got to work. You know, they have the state.
Well, which Final Fantasy?
Neon
I think
Dynasty.
it's gonna be all the I think it's gonna be all the Final Fantasy.
I think probably like 2012 and up. Not
well, if you're talking about 7, 8, and 9, then yeah, I could see that fitting in Neon.
You know, so well, I mean, I prefer Kingdom Hearts, but we all ain't gonna get what we want.
Yeah, I doubt Square Enix is gonna give us that kind of fun.
But like still,
darkness.
Disney, what is he? But like, you know, Jurassic Park was a good franchise. You know, that sold a lot. You know, but remember, Magic the Gathering put their picture on some waffles and stuff. Or not waffles. They put their picture on Hot Pockets. There you go. You know.
Well, then IHOP.
Oh yeah, look.
The IHOP one. Yeah.
Oh, I never showed you this, Captain Waffles. Let me show you this.
I swear.
I actually grabbed this from an IHOP.
Nice.
Yeah, when I was at MagicCon Vegas last year, they had a whole thing with the IHOP, and I picked up a couple of the things. I can't find them now, but yeah, they were all gung ho with that. If you signed up with IHOP and created an account and all this other stuff, you got special sleeves for Arena and things like that.
Right. So my wife and I went to Arena. Went to. I didn't order any of the pancakes. And I kind of forgot this thing existed, but I looked over to the table across from us, and there was a sign, like this sign kind of thing. And so I asked the waitress if they had extra signs like this, and if I could take one home and keep it. And the waitress was like, yes. And she brought me the wrong sign. And I'm like, no, this sign, the one with the little characters on it. She's like, oh, yeah, we got one. She comes back with this. She's like, here you go. So The wife looked at the waitress and gave her a nice tip. She's like, "You just made some grown ass man feel like a kid again." I'm like, "Hell yeah, he did." I thought it'd be an interesting collectible to have. Like, not everybody's gonna be like going to IHOP collecting this sign. You know,
Yeah.
that's the way I like to collect. I like to find odd ends things.
Yep.
Oddities, yeah.
Yeah, so it's fun. It's fun. I just wanted to show that off since you talked about IHOP. I'm like, I want to remember IHOP did a thing with Magic's Gathering. What if Burger King did a thing with Magic's Gathering? That'd be awesome. Get a Grook Whopper.
Yeah.
You never know.
Never know.
East Mind Sculptor Burger.
Well, all this is showing, and the funny thing, all this is showing is Wizards is trying to become an American name. They want to be known just for being known.
Yep.
By people who play the game, by people who don't play the game. They want people to know they exist. They want to franchise themselves into like the Rubik's Cube. Everybody knows what a Rubik's Cube is, even though you never played with one. That's the kind of thing they're doing. They're trying to be sneaky about it, but they're not really sneaky about it. Like, it's obvious for the people who played forever because Wizards of the Coast used to feed their fans what they wanted. But when they realized there's more people out in the world they want to try to grab, that's when they started going crazy.
Yep.
Well, that's all about greed, because if you look back at like the 2010,
All right.
and you had like, you'd go to a GP or anything like that, there was maybe like 300 or 400 people at an event in the early 2000s, and then it started climbing and climbing and climbing. And I remember going to GP Vegas, and they had to split it into 2 events because there was too many people for the Modern Masters.
Right.
And it got to a point where they're like, hey, we could get more and more money. And so they started to, print more and more. They started to go and diversify and get into hot kits and beanbag chairs and all this other shit, because they're like, hey, we're gonna cap out at a certain point because of our current player base. So we need to add more people if we want to add more money. And that's basically what drove them to create the shitty product they create now, because they don't care about quality anymore. They just want to pump out as much as they can to make the bottom line bigger.
Right.
And that right there is what's driving a lot of the older players away, which were the people who sunk a lot of money into Magic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. When I used to make some decent money back in the day and whatnot, was able to, I used to sink a good chunk, at least $100 a month into Magic.
Yep. Me too.
You still do.
Yeah.
You just do it on Arena.
Yeah.
The worst part about that is you're not getting physical cards for it, because Wizards doesn't want to do the redemption program anymore.
True, but I do that digital format for my stream.
Right. Well, I just wish they would implement a dusting system so you can trade cards, get rid of cards you don't want. They'll probably never use.
Well, in a way, they do on Arena, because if you get like 5 copies of a card, one card, that 5th card will go toward they call a vault.
Right.
And if you fill that vault up to 100%, you get wild cards.
Which is all right.
Well, also, if you have all the rares in a set and you open a pack, you don't get a rare or a wild card. You get 20 gems, which 20 gems is nothing compared to what you have to spend for some of the shit. But
yeah, like I played the Pokemon Live, and that's even more fair than Magic Gathering Arena's crafting system.
Right. Like there's better ways they can implement, but people keep spending money on Arena, so why change it?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so I figured out, over the years, because I've been playing since beta, like the beta version of Arena. And what I do is, how they always come out like 2 weeks before the set, and they're like, buy 50 packs for $50, or buy this or buy that. I usually just get like the Mastery Pass, and then I get it's like a 15, well, it used to be 15, and then they got smart and upped it to 25. But you get like 1 sealed token and 2 draft tokens, and like some other random shit with it. And I'm like, I mainly use Arena for like sealed and draft. So it's like for me, that's a good deal because then I don't have to actually spend. I think if you look into the amount you have to spend, I think it's like $50 equivalent for gyms to do the same thing as those 3 tokens.
Right.
So it's like a good deal to pick it up and then have it in your back pocket.
No doubt.
But I don't buy packs anymore on Arena. I think it's like you said, you're not getting physical cards. So why would you spend all this real monetary value on something that you're never going to be able to physically hold?
Right. That's my biggest beef with Arena. Like if Arena had a redemption program like they used to, or had a way to dust cards so you can cycle through cards better, I'd go for it. Like I play Arena still every once in a while, but it just doesn't have that draw the old person in me wants to play.
Well, and then here's the thing that I don't think Wizards really realizes this, but the reason why Standard is not as prevalent, not only just because the cards are shit and Standard is garbage and all this other stuff, but Arena made it so easy to just sit at home and play that once live events started firing up again, nobody had any physical cards. So like, if you're playing Rakdos mid-range and you need 4 Sheldreds, nobody had them because they're, 60, 70, $80 a piece. So right there, you're having to shell out like $240 for 4 cards. And you're like, yeah, I'll just stay home and play Arena. It's cheaper. And so they're really just hurting their own market by having this easy access.
Right? Can you imagine? And I don't know. I can imagine. Like, what if they did the redemption process with a fee to make it easier for people to get into physical? You have
dude, I would be on that shit so quick.
Right? Yeah, 4 Sheldreds, marked it up at, let's say, $20 a piece because they look at the market, but $20 a piece, right? Dust it from your system. Get 4 copies that cost $90 in real life. Why can't they do that? They can make money hand over fist and keep their shit alive.
Oh yeah.
Well, what they need to do is bring back the old MTG Online system where you could redeem an entire set, and then they would send you the physical copy in a box. Like if you completed the whole Ikoria set, you could send it in, pay the fee, and they'd send you 1 of each card from that. And they basically dusted it from your system.
Right, they did that, but the problem with what happened on online is people found out they can abuse the system by buying the cards they need for really cheap, getting cards for free from their friends or very cheap from their friends, and collecting the system and started abusing the system. On Arena, I think it'd be more controlled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because like not to take away from the LGSs, because this idea would take from the LGSs. But can you imagine if you could buy straight from Arena the whole entire set, and if you bought the whole entire set 4 times, or maybe 5 times, you got the physical set.
You'd have a play set then, yeah.
So
very useful.
But it's a lot of work. We were I think Wizards really Wizards should really do is give a special account to store owners so they can set up a computer space, and in this special account they can get a friends list going on, and people on this friend list can challenge each other from that friends list alone, and they can hold sanctioned tournaments in their store. That'd be awesome. Because then they could hold drafts. They could hold standard events on Arena. They could do some really cool stuff. There's a lot of potential out there. They're just not touching into because people keep spending money on it. Then they're like, why should we change?
Yep.
Why should we change?
I wish I had a local store that did standard, but like I said, they only do commander and draft.
All right. Standard and draft. All righty, everybody. We're not doing the deck of the day. We're not doing movers and shakers, but just for times, we're going to play this intro.
The deck of the day is brought to you by Redcubleather. High quality leather deck boxes and merchandise. Customizable options are available. The link is in the description box below.
There you go. But now we're going to get to the shill segment of the show. Boom.
Alrighty. Well, I'm going to be doing a Commander game around 2 o'clock Central Standard Time if anybody wants to join. Also, during the festivities that's going to be on TV today, I'll probably end up streaming some Diablo. If anybody wants to join in on Diablo, you're more than welcome. And also, I am at 364 subs. When I get to 400, there will be a giveaway. And the giveaway probably a month, take a month after the subs. And there's reasons behind that, and that'll be discussed in the back area. And that's really all I have to share.
All right. You realize today's Super Bowl, so you might not get anybody showing up for any game today.
Right.
All right.
That's all. Yeah, that's also why I'm doing Diablo 2 today.
Diablo 2. All right. Moving full.
Yes.
Yeah. You got any thing to shill yourself?
Yeah, I'd like to show my channel. I've been trying to get some more viewers.
Right.
I know I've got a lot of viewers since I started coming here, so I want to thank you guys.
No, you're welcome.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it. I'll try to get a video up today, but if I don't, I'll try to record it and edit it tomorrow.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. Is there anything you want to say, Captain Waffles, or?
First, go Chiefs. Niners suck. That's the real thing that people got to pay attention to. No, joking. I got videos coming out. I'm hopefully getting my internet better. I switched over and bought an antenna booster because I live out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm trying to get streaming up since Karlov's now out, and I have tokens and gems and stuff to stream and draft. So I'm gonna try to get some lives going, and then just random videos coming out on YouTube. Either there'll be some life coaching stuff or just what's going on in my life or magic stuff. So
all right,
and then I post a lot on Instagram too, but whatever.
Right. If you notice, and I forgot about this till now, if you're in chat and you type an exclamation point CPTW for Captain Waffles, it will bring up a prompt saying "Come for the positive vibes and let's grow together" in your channel link there. Yeah, so we can chill you out in chat. Woo-hoo. All right. Now it's my time to shine. Whoa, so the 21st, we're going to be doing clickety click. Fundraiser auction for Magic the Gathering cards February 21st at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Where? At YouTube. We're going to be using PayPal and Discord as a primary thing to help out. Like I explained, I'll make a video this week. There will be some hot cards for the grab. Check it out. Here we go for the 100th time. I was about to sing a song. You got Shieldred, there's a Saga, you got Ragavan, you got the Paddle, you got the Sentinel, you got the Chrome Mox, and all the special stuff coming up. So keep an eye on that. And let's get this showing out here. And let's see if there's anybody saying anything right here. Hopefully see you around 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Standard today. All right. Got the giveaway box to crack and reveal the winners. So nice.
Go.
Yeah, he's gonna be on today.
Yeah, I heard that. I can't put my pitchfork and torch away now. Yeah, he might be on the watch. I might be busy because the wife is home. She's off today. She's off for 3 days. Normally she had a 3-day vacation, but she's been working 12 days straight. So we're gonna relax, have fun. We're gonna chill out today. Nice. I want to thank you all for showing up today, Mr. Hillbilly, Mugen Full, and Captain Waffles. Thank you. You guys are awesome.
Anytime.
No problem.
Yeah, and that whole conversation today was fire.
Fun chatting.
It was fun.
And I want to thank everybody in chat from James Willis, Captain Waffles, Magic Dad, MTG Hillbilly in chat, James Willis again, James Willis the third time because James Willis the coolest subscriber. and DJ Longhair. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing.
Yep.
And I want to thank you for being here again because you guys just made a good Sunday show. You guys just make me happy. And I want to say peace out and listen to Megatron. All right, listen to Megatron.
Shockwave! What is your command, Megatron?
Subscribe for Magic the Gathering and other content for evil fun.
Fear not, Megatron. Cybertron shall